a podcast about nothing.
You know what I noticed?
don't know.
More light-skinned blacks have an issue with representation of the darkened complexion than the darker.
I feel like it's because, I wouldn't say they notice it more, but we are kind of conditioned. Like it's just been happening for so long, and you could think about it as far as countries, different races, ethnicities, everything. Darker is usually wrong. It's usually an issue. So I don't even think when we speak about things like music videos and movies and how we're portrayed, it doesn't even cross my mind. I'm like, oh, she's light. That's the problem. Like, it doesn't even make me mad, because even when I do see dark-skinned women in music videos or certain things, they're usually over-sexualized anyway. You know what I'm saying? It's not just a regular black girl who work at the bank. It's, boobs, baby oil. Like,
but that's a part of the
we
issue.
own lotion. We don't have to just baby oil our bodies. Like, I'm just saying, if you look at the brown-skinned girls that you see, that scroll down any timeline that you see that they consider sexy, dark chocolate, anything beautiful, she's greased the hell up with some baby oil. She's usually showing more than half of the skin that she needs to show. Her hair is probably done to something that doesn't look like her own. You get what I'm saying? Like, we're still having to alter how we look to be a certain thing. So because it's been so long, I don't even think about it anymore. Like, it's like that's your preference.
But my dark-skinned friends brought it up to me. Like, they would post about it on Instagram, and they would have their little story, whatever, and they would talk about it. And I was like, dang, I didn't even notice that. And then once they started posting about it and being a lot more verbal about it, because a lot of my friends are dark-skinned, I went and I started watching stuff, and I was like, oh, wow.
So
That's not... You were right.
So is it the representation and how we're portrayed, or was it the lack thereof that they're worried about?
So it was the lack of representation, and then whenever they are represented, it's always one huge stereotype. No matter what stereotype it is. That is true. It's always a stereotype, either over-sexualization, or they're gay, or it's like always it's always some stereotype, or we're the most earthy people in the world, digging up grass and eating it for health.
They do think we burn sages, talk to crystals every morning when we walk out the house. Like, you got your
and we all got dreads. But I also think it's different because you guys...
Adrian, stop playing it.
No, and it's not an issue to the people who do that. Like, that's cool, do what you want. But we're always that it's always that stereotype. Yeah. And I also think it's a little bit different for you guys, because you guys grew up with black TV. I also realized that we don't have black TV in our generation. You guys had it.
You don't have any black skin TV.
Not really. We got Blackish, which is one
full light skin TV.
That's a stereotype. Blackish is one huge stereotype.
What?
I
mean, all those shows, Blackish and all those.
How is Blackish a stereotype?
They touch on all the stereotypes of black people throughout the whole season.
That's the show. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's really entertaining. I love this show.
I think they are trying to debunk the stereotypes by touching on it.
But they also didn't represent blacker skin in the show as well. They didn't do it.
They tried to with Marche, I think that's her name.
Is that her name?
The little girl?
The daughter?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but like, it's still, they're touching on the
and what's her name? The mom. The grandma.
Oh, I mean, yeah, but she showed up like 5 episodes.
She's also not dark.
She's in every episode.
She's not dark skin.
She
ain't no envy.
Her attitude represents what I believe people think black mothers act like.
Exactly.
But I don't think the representation of a brown skin. Yeah, it's a stereotype, but it's
the show.
The show is almost like a spoof. It's what is it? That's what it's called, right?
I think so. I do have a question. What's the difference? What's the line between what it actually is and us accepting that and it being a stereotype? Because if you think about it, everybody wants to be us. They want to be down. They want to be, quote unquote, what we consider to be ghetto. You know what I mean? They want to have the culture. They want to have the soul. They want to have that cool factor. But we look at it and be like, it's a stereotype.
They're commonalities, but I also think the stereotypes come from their perception. Like, what they think it is every single time.
But it's not like
but
that.
It's not like
every
that. So it's
time.
like.
But Blackish is written by a black man.
Okay.
Yes.
And it can still be a stereotype just because of how. I'm not going to say black people ain't got all the right intentions for us, but you're probably going to elaborate the characters that you have to pertain to like black things, just like what Tyler Perry did. But his was on a different spectrum and a different scale.
But Tyler Perry was writing about his real life. So when is it a stereotype and when is it real?
Yeah, but you can write about your real life and then still use stereotypes.
It can still be stereotypes.
And like, just because it's made by a black person doesn't mean there aren't any stereotypes. You can still have a stereotype and it be made by us.
And I'm not going to say that I don't believe that Tyler Perry dealt with all the characters that he had in his episodes, but there were some definite outlandish, off the wall type of characters. Like, all right, Tyler, like.
So what as black people in general, regardless of complexion, what do we want to see? Because
I'm tired of being a drug dealer. I'm tired of being a drug dealer. I'm tired of running the streets. I'm tired of coming out the hood. And I don't want our men to play real life.
What you be doing in your real life?
When did any of this happen?
Because I thought Kyle was safe.
I thought so too. Now we know we got somebody out there.
Hey, get your kids.
In representation, we're always coming out the hood. We're always drug dealers, and our men are always playing sports, trying to get a scholarship. We do a lot more than that.
That is true. I'm so sick of black men playing sports.
Yeah, we don't. All of them do not play football and basketball. Like we do more than that.
Some of them could be astronauts.
Exactly. We can be astronauts. We can run. We can be smart. We can be in the math team or the debate team. We don't always have to be playing a sport and coming out the hood. Yeah. We don't always.
They can go for the girl who wants to be in the math leagues or be
exactly.
The thing about it is, it's not that it doesn't happen, but that's not every story. Like I know a girl she went to my school off the Bill Gates Millennium Scholarship. You know what I'm saying? Like tell that story. Tell her how she had to beat the odds and go to school and be better than everybody else. Don't tell her how her brother went to jail and came out on top because he's an athlete and was playing school basketball on the jail yard.
But also, don't make every story a beat the odds story. There are some black people that just have a comfortable life.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty normal.
Do well. Naturally did well in school, went to a high school maybe without a scholarship. I'm saying
we
not
don't
every
always
black
have to
kid
fight.
has to be the scholarship kid, the token kid. Some of them
we don't
just
always have to fight
well.
for something. Some of people are really just born okay.
This is a thing I can honestly say. Not to say that all black people went through something, because I feel like everybody goes through something, but Davina brought this up a long time ago. After like the 80s or the 90s, we didn't have to go through anything. Like our generations
we didn't have a social change
as a society.
As a society, just in general.
There's
like,
nothing that we
haven't had any big movements.
Yeah, we haven't.
Except
we marched down Washington.
Recently
we went down
is the
Peachtree a little bit. But
wait, what?
I'm saying we didn't do anything major. Like we've made changes.
I don't know about you. I elected the first black president.
No, I mean, we did that. But I'm saying
but the fact that you could elect any president, the fact that you could vote, like we didn't have to overcome those major milestones or obstacles in order
we
for
didn't
us
have to fight. Like they had the war over there. Like you know what I'm saying. We didn't really have to do too much. So I think about it like now, when you're creating new shows and there's new things happening, it doesn't have to be such a struggle bus story. Or like, such a horrible story. Like for the last 20 years, we've pretty much been coasting. So why
are we always fighting?
Why are we always fighting? Like why is our family always messed up? Why do we always have this drama, that drama?
Why is the family always struggling with finances, which is another thing?
And always owning laundromats.
Thank you. Like I just
Right, what show are you talking about?
I think that was in a movie I was watching yesterday.
I was about to say that sounds personal.
That's the family business, a laundromat
or
a
something.
Barbershop.
Yeah, it's always something along those lines. And like we can and I want to see us in regular stories. I want to have a romance movie that's just black people.
That's
we
not
can
a
do
Hallmark movie.
That's not Love Jones.
Where's the Black Notebook? The Black Titanic?
Isn't that what what's the name was with Issa Rae?
Black people get on boats.
What? The Netflix movie?
Didn't Issa Rae, wasn't that a black
with the Asian dude?
Huh?
Was he
the Asian?
Indian?
That was also on Netflix. Both of those movies are on Netflix.
Yeah, wasn't that
Where's the box office?
You talking about Bird Box?
No. Well, and so thank you for listening in.
What's Sandra?
What?
Y'all want to see her play a main character?
Yeah, that's
let me
not
ask
struggling.
you one. I'm not gonna say because that'll probably be horrible.
What?
But I'll say it. I was thinking, like, who do you think can carry a movie as far as our actresses go?
Viola Davis.
She said, "I got him."
Because she's everything.
Yeah, she
Everything. And you know why I like her? I don't know if it's okay to say it.
But what role
You
were you
can say
saying?
anything
She's
on
so
here.
because
We're
the
not
thing
big enough
about
to be
Viola-
canceled.
I mean, the thing about Viola is like
You're not.
why I would want her to be a lead is because I don't think that she is what people portray as beautiful. Do you know what I'm saying? I
Right,
think
facts.
she's beautiful.
Yeah.
But they would want to go after a Kerry Washington or you
Yeah.
know somebody on Megan.
But she
Good,
did.
people
She
like
carried
that.
the movie.
But that's what I'm saying.
Fences.
But they don't ever carry her in like the beauty role. You know, I'm like she's
She's
always
always
playing this
hard.
hard struggle.
That's true. That's
which
true.
she does magnificently.
Yeah.
Right. But she also like I don't know how to explain what I'm saying, right? Like
I understand what you're saying.
You get the dark-skinned, powerful woman, but she always has to play that woman that's struggling and
Hard.
fighting against
You want to see
odds.
her soft and
Yeah.
dainty, falling in love.
And then if you do get a black woman that is that, you know, beautiful,
She looks
soft,
European.
desirable, then she's gonna look like
Stacey
the
Dashish.
Carries and the Stacey's. Yeah, like
True.
why is there no happy medium? Why can't there be a attractive and strong dark-skinned actress?
It's like we always
Gabrielle
have to play
Union.
the angry black woman.
That's Gabby right there.
The
She
angry
always
black
mad.
woman. It's like that. Or the reason why I stopped watching Scandal, which I was all
The
into
Mistress.
it wasn't just a mistress. To me, it represented the master and the slave.
Oh,
I think that's why the show was so powerful.
And I absolutely, but it really
And
threw
then
me
her
off.
having
It's
to
like
continue to serve him.
exactly, and it really represented that for me. And it was the first time I noticed the color thing, and I didn't even equate it to.
That being what
But
it was.
That
wasn't
being
that
what
such
it
a
was.
wonderful representation of the black woman? Like
Yeah.
you are.
You're
you hold
poison,
up this man, right? Like that
you're
quote.
medicine for
There is
somebody.
no behind every great man there's a woman. Like she literally is the reason why that man is who he is. Yet never got the recognition, the appreciation, nothing.
That's pretty much
Absolutely,
continued
but they
to do
betrayed
it.
her as a hoe. She was a home wrecker, and that's what I didn't like. She didn't have to be that. She was a home wrecker.
She didn't wreck nobody's
She
home.
didn't
He
wreck
wrecked
the
his home.
home. The home was wrecked.
Yeah,
before.
the home was wrecked and he finished it.
She didn't wreck it.
He wrecked
She
his
didn't,
home.
she didn't wreck it.
She
the
didn't do
fact that she was messing with a married man
No,
that
no,
was
no,
in the
no, no.
White House.
No, that's a problem.
And he
Don't
was
get me
a white
wrong.
man.
That's
It
an
was-
got him
issue.
to that White House.
But a
Don't forget.
home wrecker is a
He wasn't
very
there before. She
Fact.
got
Yeah,
yeah,
she
but
got
a
him.
home
She
wrecker
got
is a
him
very
there.
strong title because a man got to let the home wreck.
the home was already wrecked.
Right.
She
She
was,
by the
the
time
wife
she
wasn't
gets
even a
there.
part of it when she
When
came on
she
the
got
scene.
on
Like, the
board,
wife was
and
already.
then Millie ended up needing her. So
Oh, so that's a show that you watch. You watch.
I watched all the seasons.
We
Get it
in
through.
there.
We up in there. Millie ended up needing her, so that ain't a home wrecker.
And I'm team post.
That was
but
a
it,
choice.
but it goes back to
That was a choice, and somebody never ended up getting the credit that they deserved.
and
That's
it
what
goes
that
back
was.
to her being used. Because
Yeah.
Millie then decided to use her. It goes to her being a slave.
But no, I think
to
they
this
did. No, what I'm
man.
saying, like she said, I think it was a really good representation of a black woman being shown, being needed, being the importance, being the backbone, being everything that she is to somebody without getting what she deserves. That's the story across and what it actually really is. You get what I'm saying?
When you
So
dig, when you dig deeper, absolutely.
Yeah, when you put it like that, but from that, like, yeah, you watch first, second season, like, oh, she's sleeping with the president, she a hoe. Yeah, like you gonna think that. Like, yeah, you gonna think that. You a homewrecker, just like they
Nah,
said.
I watched it all the way up to maybe how many seasons
There
was
was
it?
6. So what you watch? Up to 2?
Right.
No. I watched up to something they was getting in the car. They was getting in the car.
She
something
said
else
something
happened.
they was getting in the car.
Getting in the car. Something blew up.
Anyway, Jaden, because her
Something
lies.
blew up. I'm being
said
serious, but
something blew
that
up.
show really opened my eyes, and I hated. I actually stopped watching the show because of that.
But I feel like I actually like the show. Putty started watching it, and I watched it with her a couple times.
You know,
I
so
actually
you,
did.
stop telling all her business.
Right.
That's why.
Right.
Stop
She's
telling all of
You know who gonna say we?
You know who listening to this episode be
Because
like,
that was how many years ago?
right?
No, she was
Chantal. Oh my bad.
Hey.